My name is Hannah, and this is my beauty budget. Hey y'all, it's time for another empties video. And I am trying to get ahead on my empties videos. I feel like probably the most recent one wasn't that long ago because it was like halfway through last month and we're kind of close. Oh, I guess it's already like more than a week into the month, but closer to the beginning of the month than we were last month, but that means that the two empties videos are closer together than they usually are. That's all I'm saying. I haven't even put them out of their basket yet. What was I thinking? Oh, I'm not going to really include this in my video, but I put my empty Clever Blends matcha latte in here just because, you know what, I think I did it because when I put it in here, I didn't realize that I was going to go on at length about Clever Blends in the Get Ready With Me, which I'll link down below in case you haven't seen it and you're curious about Clever Blends, and I'll link them too. It's an amazing latte mix brand that I've been so into over the past several months and I haven't been telling you guys about it. So when I got finished with this one, I put it in my empties to remind me to tell you guys about it, but then I already told you guys about it in that Get Ready With Me. So if you want to know more about Clever Blends, either click through to their website or go to that other video and you can hear me talking all about them. But I need to put these out before me and get myself organized. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. Goodness gracious, we have body care today and no hair care, and then not even that much stuff. I mean, it's enough empties for one video, you know what I mean? But it's going to be a calm and collected empties video. Mwahaha, famous last words. Okay, let's talk about the body care, and then we'll do skincare, and then we'll do a little bit of makeup at the end. So I finished a deodorant. I'm still using this Tom's of Maine Long Lasting deodorant. And I repurchased it with my budget. And that's just that. It's not an antiperspirant. It just helps with odor. It doesn't keep you from sweating. I kind of think, I've talked about this before in my deodorant empties videos, but I don't want to clog the pores in my armpits because I don't just feel like this, but I believe that they're connected to the lymphatic system, and I want my lymphatic system to be able to drain because I'm worried that clogging those pores will cause yucky things to back up, and that could potentially back up and have an effect on what's going on kind of in the neck and the face area with my lymphatic system. One of the many things that I've done over the years to try to get fewer breakouts, to try to kind of keep my acne at bay, to keep it calm, is switching to natural deodorant, switching to non-antiperspirant deodorant. And it's just one of the many things that I do, and I feel like it helps. So this is the one that I found that kind of seems like it helps the most when it comes to just neutralizing odor, because I'm a pretty smelly person and I'm a pretty sweaty person. That's all I have to say about this. It's a good product. For me, it's a good product for me. I feel like I went through 1,000 natural deodorants before I found the one that was the best for me, and now I'm scared to deviate from it because it works better than any of the other ones ever did. So we finished, I say we because Joe helped me finish it. We used it together, this Be Well body wash, which is made with 100% organic oils. It was the eucalyptus and bergamot scented one. It was very lovely and spa-like, and it had the viscosity of honey, and it looks like a honey bottle, and it was just really cute and sweet to use. And it is aromatherapeutic. So it's very free. It's paraben, phthalate, sulfate, petroleum, dimethicone, synthetic fragrances free. That's maybe something that makes it a good thing to tell you about on my channel. This was sent to me, by the way. It was sent to me through Octoly. Joe thinks that this caused his back to break out, and he's a little bit back knee prone, but he felt like when he was using this he got more breakouts on his body. And I also was very careful never to get this on my face because it has coconut oil in it, and it also didn't work. This is a very poncy thing for me to be annoyed about, but it didn't work well as a bubble bath, because I like to use, if I have a liquid body wash, I like to use it as a bubble bath, getting it to, what a bubble bath is. I don't know how to explain that. I like to use it as a bubble bath. This doesn't work as a bubble bath because it's oils based and coconut oil based, so instead of foaming, it just turns into these little wormies in the water because the oil just doesn't mix with the water. which again, if you want something that doesn't have SLS in it, that doesn't have like those harsh foaming agents in it, then this might be your jam. But as two people who kind of have easily clogged pores, and as one person who wants like a foaming bubble bath to be like the alternative personality of her, I shouldn't be filming this right now. I'm at my wit's end. Anyway, wouldn't buy. That's all I'm trying to say. Good product. I understand why they're making it. I understand why it exists. I understand the purpose that it serves. We didn't find it to be the best for us, and I wouldn't buy it. I used a perfume. And here, I haven't talked to you guys about this yet, but I've been thinking about, there are all these perfumes that I really want. Like, I really want to buy a larger size bottle or the full size bottle of that État Libre d'Orange perfume, Une Amorette, that I had the travel size of it and that I used up. I think that theoretically could be in my empties too. It's like over there, and I like don't want to admit that it's empty. I feel like there might be one spray left in it and I'm saving it for a special day, but technically that's been empty for a couple of months now. I went through that travel spray really fast. But I've pulled myself up by my nape, and I've told myself that I shouldn't buy perfume until I've gone through a bunch, because I have all of these sort of like medium to small size bottles of perfume that are just kicking around, and I don't like how overflowing with little tiny bottles my current perfume collection is. I would like it to be whittled down to like a few large, like full-sized killer bottles of perfume that I love, instead of being this like messy thing. I might declutter it at some point, but until then, what I'm doing is I'm telling myself that I want to focus on finishing almost empty or half empty bottles of ones that I have, to sort of free up space and make myself feel like I can invest in probably that one from État Libre d'Orange. So I made serious headway on this Glossier You perfume. Indeed, I finished it. And this was a birthday gift. I know exactly how long it lasted because it was a birthday gift during my no-buy year. So I received it at the end of February of my no-buy year from my grandmother, Mama, who you guys met in my vlog. The best. So it's lasted well over a year and a half, pretty much a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer than a year and a half. And that's pretty good. Obviously, I've been intermingling its use with the use of other perfumes, so it's not like this bottle would last a person that long if it were her only perfume. It's kind of an unusual scent for me because it's a little bit clean. You know when people say perfumes have that clean scent? I don't like that. But that's the only thing I don't like about it, because it also has kind of a duskiness, kind of like almost like a musty book smell, which I do like in perfumes. And then the dry down has like it's like just what they say. It's like it smells like you smell really good rather than smelling like a perfume's on you. And Joe is a real perfume naysayer. He's always like,
very strong.
You know, and he does like the way that this smells, both when I spray it and on me. So that's like a big point in its favor. I'm not going to be running out and buying this anytime soon. It was a very comforting go-to perfume. Like a lot of times when I didn't know what I wanted to wear, perfume-wise, I would wear this. And that's probably why I went through the bottle so fast. But it doesn't feel like the statement that I want to be making with my scent. It was like a good backup scent. And because it doesn't have that like, yes, like it's me, like
I'm here, smell me, bitches.
Because it doesn't have that, I don't think I would spend my money on it. But I wouldn't say no to another bottle as a gift, and if I got a bottle as a gift, I would probably use it all up. So that's the status of Glossier You in my life. Those are all the body care products. Let's move on to skincare. So this is probably the most, I was about to say the most interesting. Like, I don't know how interesting any of this is to anyone, but this might be the most interesting because this has been my one hydrating hyaluronic acid essence toner thingy for a long time. It was like my replacement one when I ran out of all products in this category, and I finally used the whole honking thing up. I think that's why it's interesting, because it's like such a huge bottle. I don't feel like I need to give too thorough a review of this because I just reviewed it in my morning skincare routine video, which humiliatingly is going to be like an hour long. I only have between 2 and 4 steps in my morning skincare routine, and yet it was like an hour long. that will probably have gone up before this video, so I will refer you to that if you want to know all of the deets of how I felt about this. Basically, the best thing about it is that it does the job for such an amazing price, but I wasn't in love with its level of cosmetic elegance. It was a little bit too goopy for me, particularly for this type of product. I feel like by saying that I'm being very, very picky because I do think it's a great product. I've recommended it. I bought my mom a bottle. Maybe I told her to buy it and she bought a bottle. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend this to someone who wanted like a killer 7 Skin Method hyaluronic acid serum at an excellent price. And it's excellent because it's such a huge bottle. So I really do recommend it. I'm just not gonna be buying it again. I would rather spend a little bit more money for one that I like a little bit better. This is either the most or the second most interesting thing that I finished. And the reason, maybe this is the most interesting. The reason it's so interesting is that this is a product that I've been using for years, that I have sworn by that I'm not going to repurchase. Finally, it's exiting my life. I still swear by it as a beautiful salicylic acid ingredient product. So when people ask me, when people are like, I'm acne prone, I've tried everything, what's the one thing that you think has helped with your acne the most? I say this, UFO, Ultra Clarifying Face Oil from Sunday Riley. The reason it's awesome is that it's a really effective salicylic acid solution, but it's delivered in an oil, so it doesn't dry out your skin. And a lot of times when you're really combating active acne, you're using all this stuff on it and it's drying out your skin. Like the ingredients that kill the acne are drying out your skin, and then because your skin gets dry, it overproduces oil to compensate for that, and that creates more acne. So there's this kind of like vicious cycle, especially with salicylic acid products because they can be so drying. And this is such an amazing solution to that because it helps to kill the acne with the salicylic acid, but it also nourishes and keeps the skin moisturized because of the oil. At least the delivery of this ingredient does that. I would also suggest using other moisturizing products if you have acneic skin. To me, in my current situation and with my current skin, which isn't constantly breaking out in active acne, and because of that, it's not constantly like in that cycle of like acne dryness. It's not like I'm not dealing with it all the time. I just need to consistently deliver kind of a low level dose of salicylic acid to my skin to help keep that from happening. And I feel like I'm at a point where I can move on to experimenting with other delivery systems of salicylic acid without putting myself in danger of experiencing that cycle. So because of its price, I'm doing that. I'm parting ways from this for now. If I ever get raging hormonal acne again, which maybe that full disclosure, I don't know if this is TMI or not, but I think for people who get acne, it's of interest, which will probably happen if and when I go off birth control pills. Because a lot of what keeps my acne at bay is having my hormones balanced because of being on birth control, hormonal birth control. And so if and when I go off of hormonal birth control, my acne will probably return with a vengeance. And I'll probably get this product if that happens, because for that situation, I really believe in this. For my current situation, I've been really enjoying the one that I got from Caudalie. I also recently got like an overnight acid treatment that has BHA in it from Good Molecules, and I've been really impressed by that one. I'll talk about both of those in my evening skincare routine video coming up. I intermittently departed from my Timeless Vitamin C serum to try this vitamin C serum from Trilogy. It's a vitamin C booster treatment. And it's one of these things where the L-ascorbic acid powder was like in the cap sort of, and then it had a liquid. And when you first used it, or it had like a different cap, you like popped it and mixed it together. So it was like super, super fresh. And then you're supposed to like use it within the next couple of weeks. There is a product that is that Clinique makes. It's like the Fresh Booster Vitamin C Serum. That's like a couple of weeks treatment of a really fresh serum that you mix yourself that I love. And whenever I've used that, I've seen like instant results in my skin. So I really like that Clinique product. This, not so much. I think one of the things that made me suspicious of it is that it has a strong sort of like powdery skincare smell, and it's purporting to be this like one shot ultra vitamin C fresh like works in 3 weeks type of blah. And you would think that something like that would be like totally pure and really, really condensed, but it smells like they've put some sort of fragrance in it. And so that just made me feel like, what? This was given, my friend Simbri got this in PR and gave this to me. And there are actually 3 of them. There's like they came in a bag where there's 3 of them. And so I tried one of them, and I'm gonna give away the other 2. I'm not gonna keep it. I feel like the vitamin C serum that I'm using from Timeless, I prefer it to this. So granted, I was using a really good vitamin C serum all the way up until the moment I tried this. So it may be that it's great and that it's just as good as my one from Timeless, and that I just didn't see the impact because my skin was already like vitamin C'd inside and out. I guess what I can say is that it didn't do anything that my other vitamin C serum wasn't already doing, and it's expensive. I think that because it's supposed to be this like supercharged, super intense, pure thing, I think I looked it up and it was like $40 for like one round of treatment. So to me, it doesn't make sense. Like I would just buy the one from Timeless and use that one bottle for $20 over the course of 5 months. And I think they probably do exactly the same thing. I finally used up this Radiance Transforming Mask from Eve Lom. This was sent to me by Octoly forever ago, and it was a very weird product. It was totally like, it was like a thick gelatinous paste, really thick. So like if you turn it upside down, nothing would ever happen to it. Like you would hold it upside down for 3 days and it wouldn't fall out. Like it was really, really thick. And if you took it out with a spoon or something, it was so pasty that it wouldn't even jiggle. Like it wasn't like a jiggly thing. It was like a very thick, it was like a tub of lanolin. That's what it was like. It was like a tub of really, really thick set lanolin. And then you could spread it. It took some work. You could then spread it on your face. And it was acidic, if I remember. I mean, I do remember. It was acidic. I can't remember exactly what the claims were. So I remember it was supposed to have some sort of like glycolic cell turnover inducing acid in it that was derived from an unusual source. Sorry, I can't remember the details, but if you look it up, you'll find out. And it also says it's gentle enough to like use every day, and that you're able to use it either as an overnight mask or as like a temporary mask. And I found when I used it every day and when I used it as an overnight mask, the acid was too intense, even for me, and my skin loves an acid. But when I first started using it like that really intensely, it like dried out my skin, and it really dried out my lips because I had gotten some on my lips and made it really raw. So it is an intense product, but at Eve Lom prices, it didn't knock my socks off enough that I would be into buying it again. The other thing is I like to mask in the bath, and the one thing that would cause it to melt was heat. So I would put like the thick layer on my skin, and then I would be in the bath like watching YouTube, and then 10 minutes later it would feel like it had become very thin because it was sort of melting off. So that's like a lifestyle thing, because it wouldn't melt off like that if you were just using it around the house. But it wasn't the ideal mask for me. And again, especially not at those prices. I don't really buy masks with my budget. I'm happy to use them if they come in PR, and I do enjoy pampering myself with masks, but I no longer consider masking to be an integral part of my skincare routine. Keeping my skin in good shape, I consider it to be like a bonus. So it's not on my shopping list, that mask. I used 2 more sheet masks. This one from Sue, the Cactus Soothing Gel Mask. It was cute. It had little cactuses printed all over it. And this, the Centella Multi Mask Pack. They were both good masks. I feel like I never feel inspired to like review sheet masks particularly. Here's what we're gonna do on my empties from now on. When I use masks, I'll hold them up. I'll be like, I use masks. The other thing is I used a bunch of sheet masks that I don't have to show you because I like used them when I was away from home, or I accidentally threw away the thing, or I'm always using a bunch of sheet masks. When they're in my empties, I'll be like, I used these masks, the end. If I ever use a sheet mask and it literally blows my socks right off and I'm like, this sheet mask outperforms the other sheet masks, I'll tell you about it. But until that day, it's always just going to be like, oh, and also if one's garbagey, if it like won't stay on my face, or if it is dry, or if it makes me break out, then I'll tell you about that. But everything in between those 2 extremes for sheet masks for me is all the same. It's just like great, sealing in stuff for a while to give your skin the chance to soak everything in without any of it evaporating. And I think that's great. And I love doing that, but I'll like do it with any sheet mask. All right, that was all the skincare. I just have these two mascaras in the empties for makeup and they're the same. One was a mini of the Monsieur Big, which I think I got as a free sample from Sephora when I made my last Sephora order, which was for those Rowan shadows, which I'm actually wearing on my eyes today. And you can see, I don't know if you can see from there, but maybe that's kind of the point. They are doing their proverbial creasing. They're like getting their legendary creasing, like they're getting sort of that sort of gleamy, creasy look right in the socket of my eye. And I just love it. I love this look. I love how slept in it looks and sort of smeary and messy and devil may care. And I don't know if I've ever used an eyeshadow product as consistently as I've been using these since I bought them. So they're still going strong for me. I really, really love them. And this look right now, because I've been filming for a couple of hours, is the perfect example of how they end up looking over time for me. All right, these two mascaras. I feel like I've talked about Monsieur Big. This is the full size one I have had for a really long time. It came through Octoly as well. And I do love it, but I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it at full price. To me, mascara is a short-term staple. It's something that you have to replace multiple times over the course of a year. And so high-end prices are not where it's at for me with my budget with mascara. I really love the one that I've been using from LA Girl, the Volumatic. That's the one that I would buy if I had to buy mascara tomorrow. I'm also still interested in trying Lash Princess, the Essence mascara. But I will always leap at the chance to get a free sample size of Monsieur Big because it's really good for layering. It gives you that volume. It's got that kind of dry, husky kind of texture that is perfect for my lashes for making them like voluminous from the base. So it's a great luxury mascara. It's just that the whole category of luxury mascara is out for me. And that, my friends, is it. Those are my empties. We're clearing the decks to get back on track for doing my empties towards the beginning of each month, hopefully. I just felt like this was the perfect month because it was early, like it was close to the other one, but there were enough for me to make a whole video about them. So we're doing good. We're getting back on our feet again with scheduling. We'll see how long it lasts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little empties video, and I hope that you are remembering to take extra good care of yourself this week so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.